I just want to get your thoughts on this team's resiliency tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that Illinois, they could win a championship. That's how good they are. They're so balanced. He runs good stuff, but I thought the crowd was off the charts. The student section was off the charts, and I thought that was a big difference for us playing. I think their physicality and their length for our first Big Ten game kind of caught us off. Not surprised, but I think we have to learn from that. But these guys kept fighting, found a way to win. So I'm proud of them.
Just on that last offensive possession, what were you hoping for, and just what does it say about Jameer to be able to step up?
Yeah, that wasn't what I drew up. It sure looked good. So, no, I mean, it was one of those things. You know, we're in the bonus trying to get to the free throw line, if anything. But they did such a good job switching. And Coleman Hawkins is a monster out there. He makes everything so difficult. The way he switches, the way he plays. But at the end of the day, you want to put the ball in your point guard's hands, and he made a great play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a matchup zone that you guys were using, but how did you feel like you guys flustered them effectively out on the perimeter, kept them out of being able to use some of their inside options?
Yeah, I mean, I thought in the first half we did a really good job, even though both teams got off to a great start. I think it was 14-11 them to start. I thought the pace that we played with early on kind of helped us get going offensively. And then in the second half, I thought they did a really good job pounding inside, but I thought we did a really good job of switching out, getting their guards be away from the basket, them taking a lot of bad shots. Not because it was bad offense, just because I thought we were switching it and really making them use a lot of clock. So I thought the guys really paid attention to what we're trying to do.
Coach, can you give us an insight of what's it actually feel like for that crowd to be on your side? Is that what you were looking for when you come to a place like
Maryland?
Maryland?
I think that's what Damon and I, that's what we talked about when I got it was, I want to get this program back to a championship level. To get it back to a championship level, you need a building like that every night. I mean, if you look at Kansas's, Kentucky's, those type of programs, which I think this program is on that level, they have a crowd like that every night. And if we can get that every night, you're going to win more games than you're going to lose.
Coach, I believe this is the first time you guys have been outscored in the second half. How proud are you of your guys handling the adversity down the stretch and winning this one?
Didn't take long for the negativity to come, did it? No, I mean, I think we're going to be in a lot of games like this, and I think it's a great learning lesson for us. Like I said, this is the first time we played a physical team, an athletic team. We've played good teams. St. Louis is really good. Miami's really good. But not this length and not this size. So I think the good thing is that I think we're going to learn a lot from what we need to improve on. And I was really proud of the older guys. Hakeem Hart was great in the huddles. Just kept telling everybody, keep doing what we're doing. Things are going to fall. So I think this game, it's great that we won, but I think we're going to learn a lot from it.
In the back, and then Alex.
Hey coach, you subbed Patrick Emilian in early in the first half, and it kind of sparked the defensive intensity and led to you guys getting the lead. How can you speak to his performance on the defensive end of the floor today?
You look at Pat's stat line, and everyone thinks like he didn't do anything. And I'll be honest with you, Pat's one of the most valuable guys we have. He's backing up the 5. He's backing up the 4. Defensively, he really knows what we're doing at both positions, which is really hard. He knows what we're doing offensively at both positions. He's been one of those guys that's like he's secretly like my MVP, because he just does things that don't show up in the box score, whatever it is.
Alex.
Hey Coach Willard, after the last win, you said the big challenge ahead coming, Big Ten play. I know this is one game, but what are your thoughts on kind of for this to be the first Big Ten game for this team under your program?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you win a league game, it's important. Conference play is what it's all about when it comes down to it. Like non-conference, I guess, is good for your seeding and stuff like that. But we're trying to win a Big Ten championship. So to beat, I think Illinois is as well coached and top to bottom has as good a roster as anybody in the country. To get your first one against a team that good is really, really important.
Hey, Coach. Just your scout on Shannon and then how you executed tonight. It seemed like even when he scored, you made him work so hard to score. Just what's your first impression of how you guys played him tonight?
Yeah, I thought we played him pretty good. I mean, if I was an NBA general manager, I'd be drafting that dude. He can do it all. I'm really impressed. I didn't think he was that big, and then he walked by me in warm-ups, and I was like, man, that dude's big. The biggest thing we want to do is not let him get going from three. You've watched the UCLA game. UCLA was kind of controlling that game, and then he just went off. And he's a high-level player, and I think what I'm really impressed with him about is he's a high-level defender too.
In the first half especially, but throughout the night, it seemed like you were able to get 2 feet in the paint. And when you guys did, they seemed to make the right decisions with it. What does it say about not only the experience, but just how smart your team is?
Yeah, I think in Big Ten play, whether you're driving in the paint or post touches, you got to get the ball inside one way or another. You just can't I thought we did a great job shooting the basketball, obviously in the first half, but you're not going to shoot threes all night long in this league. So getting the ball into. I thought Jameer was great getting into the lane, and playing tough.
Coach, can you talk about what Jameer has meant to this team through 8 games and just how important a night like tonight and making that shot is for him, being a hometown kid and having his first big game here?
Yeah, that's why Jameer came here. I mean, he wanted to play the highest level of basketball, a big time program in a big time area. That's why he's here, and I think he walked out, and this is the first time. This is what he signed up for. He wanted the big time moment, the big time crowd, and he's a big time player. And he's consistently gotten better. He's been unbelievable in practice. His leadership is getting better and better. And this is the highest level of basketball. And this is what he wanted.
Hey Kevin, can you speak to Hakeem's performance tonight? It seemed like any time when you guys got into maybe a little bit of a scoring ball or a drought, he was there with a big basket.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. When we started working out in the it's April, the spring, or is it the fall? I think that's the spring. Is the first, after 3 weeks of working out with Hakeem, I told him, I said, you could be a first or second team All Big Ten player. I said, you just got to believe in it the way I believe in it. And I think, again, he's been the most consistent guy we've had. Defensively, he has to take the toughest guy. And, he's shooting with confidence, he's playing with confidence. He took a pretty good spill in the second half. I thought that kind of knocked some of his momentum away, but he's just been terrific.
Kevin, you guys, if you could revisit the first half, you guys had that 7-minute stretch where you held them to without a basket, just 2 points. What were the ingredients defensively that really made things work in that?
No, again, we kind of made the adjustment in the press. They did a great job. They put Sky Clark. They kept Hawkins back. They moved Sky Clark all the way up the court. They were getting behind our second line guys. Once we kind of, once that first timeout came in, I'm always big on the first timeout defensively. So you see how they're attacking your press, you see how they're attacking you. And this group has been pretty good about making adjustments. And I thought we did a really good adjustment of just kind of making sure for the rest of the half they were not attacking our press, they were going backwards. And I thought that was the difference.
Kevin, Julian Reese struggled a lot tonight, but came up big with that offensive board and put back late in the game. What do you hope he takes out of this game?
Juju's going to get he's going to get better and better every game. He's a freshman. I know he's a sophomore, but last year doesn't count. He's going to get better. The fact that he played 29 minutes, I think, is a real improvement in Big Ten play. He just has to get, again, he hasn't played. Can we turn the phones off? No, I'm just joking. Sorry, I'm not in New Jersey anymore. Juju, he's going to get better. He's going to learn from this stuff. Everyone's just got to be patient the way I am. I think he played high level. It's just he's going to have some times where the more he faces this physicality, the more he faces size, the more he'll get used to it, the more he'll adjust to it, and the more he'll have games like he was having.
As a New Jersey native, you had me there.
Yeah.
When you go home tonight, I mean, whether you're sitting on the couch or just thinking about this game tonight, just what is the biggest thing or that's gonna pop into your head? Crowd, the plays down the stretch, I mean, what's gonna happen when you sit on that couch?
I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not BSing. I will be in bed in like, hopefully this ends as soon as possible. I go to bed every night at 10 o'clock, so these 9 o'clock games, you know, are not like I took a 5-hour energy and 3 espressos, and I was rolling there for a while. I broke a cuff link, and then I realized like midnight hit for me. Like I'm going to bed. I'll think about tomorrow.
What about tomorrow morning at breakfast?
No, I mean I'll be honest, and I told the guys. I mean I started a tradition at Seton Hall that, you know, our guys after every game went up and thanked the students. They started walking off the court, and I was like, you know, you just had 6,000 students come to your game. You better go up there and thank them. I'll probably just think about how great the student section is because I've heard about it. I've heard about the flag, but that's the first time I actually saw it, and it was really cool.
All right, Nikki, you get the walk-off question for the night.
Coach, I mean, down the stretch, how important was it to keep that defensive intensity and have them never actually take the lead?
No, I mean, I think conference games, it comes down to that so many times. And again, having older guys, I think helps. They kind of understand it. But again, I give Illinois, like I said, they had the same defensive intensity. I thought their defense was phenomenal. They started switching out. They really started getting physical. It was a big time conference game.
Thanks,